Okay, yes, namaste for all my dear students who are present here in this wonderful webinar. So, before starting this, I would like to introduce myself. I am Naveen. I am working as a college coordinator for Youth for Seva. And I would also like to introduce about Youth for Seva. So, Youth for Seva, it is an NGO which was started in the year 2007, but officially it was got registered in the year 2013, and we started working. So basically, we are working under four main basic verticals. So in that four basic verticals, we are working on education, health, environment, and spirituality. So these are the four main basic verticals where we are working. So I hope this will be today the webinar which we are going to conduct. So this one, webinar, it is going to prove that this is the need of the hour also. So it is also going to prove that all the students who are present here, so they are benefiting from this wonderful webinar. So I would like to welcome all you people on this platform once again. So yes, I would like to invite Srimati Pratibha ma'am to introduce and welcome, give a welcome speech here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Naveen sir. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಸರ್ವರಿಗೂ ಶರಣು ಶರಣಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು. ಕೇಲಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಸಪ್ತಋಷಿಗಳ ಪಾದಾವೃಂದಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಈ ದಿನದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಭಾಷಣವನ್ನು ಹಾಗೂ ಕಿರುಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಲು ಇಚ್ಛಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. Respected today's speaker, principal, IQAC coordinator, heads of various departments, esteemed colleagues, delegates, NSS volunteers, and dear students. Before proceeding towards today's virtual program, welcome and introduction of the speaker, I feel it is my privilege and honor to introduce briefly about our institution, KLE Society and S. Nijalingappa College. KLE Society is one of the prestigious and largest educational society, not only in India, but also at global level under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Chairman, Dr. Prabhakar B. Koreji, sir. The society proudly manages with elevated number of institutions up to 270 in various fields of education, including research in India and abroad with the quality concept. Ladies and gentlemen, our KLE Society's S. Nijalingappa College is affiliated to Bengaluru City University and re-accredited by NAC at A+ grade. College with UGC Stride Component 1. Currently, college is offering science, arts, commerce, and various management courses for the benefit of the students and faculty community. Yes, Nijalingappa College has been forefront in organizing many virtual programs for the welfare of students and faculty fraternity. KLE Societies S. Nijalingappa College management, principal, and various heads of the department welcomes all the delegates who joined here to hear today's virtual webinar organized by National Service Scheme Unit 2021 in collaboration with very proudly Youth for Seva initiated by IQAC on COVID-19 second wave precautions, vaccination, and preparedness for third wave. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to welcome you all to this virtual webinar. I would like to welcome Dr. Jyoti Lakshmi Madam on behalf of KLE Society's S. Nijalingappa College, management, heads of various departments, esteemed colleagues, and also on behalf of NSS volunteers. Thank you, madam, for gracing this occasion, and we welcome you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I now welcome respected principal, Dr. Arun Kumar B. Sonapanavar, who is the driving force behind all our S. Nijalingappa College various virtual program. We welcome you, sir. I also welcome IQAC coordinator, heads of various departments, esteemed colleagues, delegates, NSS volunteer, and students to this virtual webinar. I now also welcome Mr. Naveen BC, who is the moderator of today's virtual webinar and the host and college coordinator at Youth for Seva. We welcome you, sir. Once again, I would like to welcome all the delegates on behalf of KLE Board of Management and KLE Society's S. Nijalingappa College, Rajajinagar, Bengaluru. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very much glad to introduce today's invited guest speaker, Dr. Jyoti Lakshmi Madam. Madam is a family physician running a private clinic at Bangalore since 22 years, associated with Youth for Seva from more than 10 years, connected with Aptamitra and state board in helping COVID patients with a free teleconsultations across India. With this brief introduction, I present before you Dr. Jyoti Lakshmi Madam. Over to Jyoti Lakshmi Madam. Thank you. Over to Naveen sir. Over to Jyoti Lakshmi ma'am. You can start, I think.
Namaste. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are all ready to listen to me and will not doze off during my talk. I will keep it very interesting, but Corona, like you're all very familiar with the term, but not familiar with many things. So every day we update ourselves to bring the latest news to you, latest things, updates about Corona, COVID, what is happening around the world, and especially in Karnataka and all that. So it's really a privilege to share the knowledge. Dissemination of knowledge is very important as teachers and faculties, all of you knowing this very well. And thank you thanks to the KLE College and Pratibha Madam for that wonderful introduction. And students, of course, I'm very, very glad always. I just love to talk to adolescents and college children. So this is really a privilege and an honor for me to be talking here. We have done more than 20 so far during this second wave, but still every time I feel like it's a new thing for me. So okay, without wasting much time, I would like to start this one session. Yeah, can you please share the video, please? Share my PPT, Naveen.
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute.
So we are very familiar with the term Corona, COVID-19. So COVID-19 is a disease caused by coronavirus. That is the SARS coronavirus 2. That is SARS means subacute respiratory syndrome, we call it. It is caused by that virus, that is coronavirus, which was detected in 2019 December. So when that corona wave started, the first wave, we were all very scared, isn't it? Because almost for 3 months, we were not knowing what was that causing. Recently, when I did a webinar, some of for school children, they asked me, is this really a virus, ma'am? Or is it just something else? Does it really exist? Yes, it is definitely a virus. It has been isolated. And then that is why we could even get the vaccine for it. If it is not a virus, or if it is transmitted by some 5G or some radiation and all, we wouldn't be having a vaccine right now. So this is a picture about I have been vaccinated. I'm very thankful to the government, even Karnataka government or the entire Indian government, for giving the healthcare workers free vaccines in the beginning itself. So we were all the first few to take the vaccine, and take the vaccine. I have finished 2 doses 2 months ago. And because of this, I'm sure there are many, many doctors still are able to face or treat the patients at ICU and ventilators. Had it not happened, we wouldn't be having many doctors in the ICU or ventilators to treat the patients who are very, very severe, who need their thing. And this I have put because I just want everyone to know that there is a lot of fear about the vaccination. So that's why we want you to know that there's nothing going to happen. It's not dangerous. You can safely take the vaccine. This is only my message to you about this. And Corona, COVID-19 disease also is like people have become a new untouchability. Just now I read in one paper about one full family committing suicide because nobody was talking to them. And I would like to tell here that please do not hate the diseased. Hate the disease. Have some sympathy. Let the change come from you. As Mahatma Gandhi said, you be the change what you expect in others. Please have some kindness, sympathy, and empathy towards people who are positive. You have to isolate them. Doesn't mean that you have to totally, to see that they are felt like untouchables. Nobody was talking to them. Nobody was even going near their house also. And that even after his recovery, even after his isolation period, has made him take that step of killing himself. It's very, very bad. It's very bad thing that has happened. And I wish all of you understand this, because tomorrow it could be me also. Tomorrow it could be you also. So, and this doesn't come because we have done something. It doesn't come because we are bad or anything like that. It is affecting the entire world. It's a global disease. That's why we are calling it pandemic, because it's an epidemic which is caused or affecting a large number of people in the entire world. So I would like to request you all to have that in your mind, that it's not something very bad, and that you should read those people to make them take that extreme step of killing themselves. Here, we doctors, we volunteers, and all, even teachers, I'm sure all of us are doing our duty to make other person feel good, and give that knowledge, to tell awareness about these things. And in spite of it, such things are happening. It's very pitiable thing. And please let us change ourselves, please. Okay, I'll next slide, please. So why initially we thought that Corona is over, first wave came down. It was just, I think, 10,000 to 15,000 cases in Karnataka. No, yeah, Karnataka, it was only so much. But the second wave, it was too much. In Karnataka, we had around 45 to 50,000. That is 5-fold more than the first wave. What has really caused that problem? First thing is, as I said, the fear was more. We were not aware of it, so we just kept ourselves, very. We were scared, and we kept ourselves at home. And there were strict rules from the government, like lockdowns, curfews, and strict guidelines that you should do this, you should do that. Even we diligently followed those things for some time. When we thought that the cases are coming down, we have put our guard down somewhere and forgotten that is going to be a problem again. We have forgotten that could be second wave, though we have seen in some places the second wave was going on. And then the next thing was, many of us have got vaccine also. Vaccine also is one reason why it has increased. Now you will tell me why, madam. Vaccine, how does? No, vaccination. People after vaccination have felt that they are not going to get the disease. But it is not so. Vaccination reduces the mortality and the morbidity, the suffering and the death. That's all. But you can get the infection. The disease will be mild or moderate. It cannot go to severe level. So, but what has happened? You have to wear a mask, still follow your SMS. What we have learned in the first wave is that social distancing, masking ourselves, and sanitizing. These three things remain the same even after vaccination. Only we can throw that away only when all of us get vaccinated. Say around at least 70% of the population either gets vaccinated or gets infected. We will have, that is called herd immunity. So when we have that herd immunity, 70 of us having taken vaccine, and I mean to say in 100, among 100, the 30, if they don't take also, that is fine. We will be safe. That time we can throw all this SMS. But until then, we will have to do this. Now we have got about 21 crores have been vaccinated so far in India, but considering our population, that is not much. So I urge you all to go for vaccination unless you have any contraindications. And now that it has started about 18 years, vaccination also has started. And another thing here is the denial of the disease is there. Why? Just now I told you the story of one Mahadev from Chamarajnagar. Denial of the disease, because you do not want to be stamped by other people, branded that you are COVID positive. And that is one reason why people do not want to get tested. They tell, madam, no, we get positive. Everybody behaves in a different way. And they tell positive. Why will government give a positive report when it is a negative? This is not so. Once you get positive report, you are positive. The R factor that is making it increase also, because previously one person could give infection to only 10 people. Now this time it's become about 25 to 30 people. One person, one infected person can affect. That is why we are seeing a lot of cases in the houses also. Previous way was not so. One person gets infected, the entire family is getting infected. And another factor here we are saying is, with this wave, we are seeing a lot of youngsters getting infected, 18 to 45, which was very mild case in the last wave. And these 18 to 45 have acted as super spreaders, because most of them were very asymptomatic or very mildly symptomatic people. And another thing that has happened is bypassing RT-PCR. The new COVID cases are not being routinely, detected by our routine RT-PCR test. 30% are coming false negative. That's also another case. And public carelessness, as I already told, we are not adhering to the COVID appropriate behavior. And another fourth reason is being the change, the mutated virus. The virus has mutated without our knowledge. So within when we thought that the curve was flattening and we started moving around, we started indulging ourselves in parties, functions, going to temples, churches, and everything, like and meeting people, having small parties at home also, our office, everything. We started our life as usually, schools, colleges, everything opened. But there, what happened? There, what happened was because of this double mutated strain, there were a lot of changes in the symptoms. The symptoms were neglected by the patient as well as neglected by the doctors. Also, I tell you, because now even if the doctor has told this could be COVID symptom, the patient was not ready to accept it. So this is what happened to me in my clinic during the month of March, February, March, April. During that time, whenever I saw a GI case that is gastrointestinal symptoms, I was telling it could be COVID. They all said no, the COVID symptoms are different. So that is how actually we have missed it, and we have delayed in testing, and we have not isolated ourselves. So it spread very, very fast and very, very bad. It was almost last 1.5 months. We had trouble in finding even beds because our the country is not that very well equipped to accommodate so many people. Not our country, any country it cannot be, because beyond that, it had gone beyond that manageable stage. That was the reason. But I tell you, 80% of the cases are mild. When detected and started treatment, they need not go to severity or moderate disease or requiring ICU or ventilator. They can be easily treated at home with home isolation precautions and the home isolation medicines, which are easily given by government. And one more thing now happened was vaccination drive that was happening during this second wave. Many of the people went to take their vaccines as if they were taking one injection for fever or injection for cough. So this was one reason why I want to stress again, now that 18 plus vaccination has started, you people kindly remember that if any of you are having any symptoms, fever, malaise, a body ache, or cough, or anything, or if you suspect that you have come in contact with a COVID positive person, either in the house, among your circle, or at a workplace, please do not go for vaccination immediately. You have to wait for some time, 14 days. Since the incubation time is very long, say around 2 days to 14 days, we are not able to understand from where we got the disease. That is also one reason. So that is why we are strictly telling you to be at home for 14 days if you have any suspicion of having come in contact with any positive patient, and or any positive patient is in your house. That is one thing. So what happens? You may be in an incubation period, and when you go and take the vaccine, you yourself get the infection after coming back. That is not you are got from the vaccination center. There were a lot of rumors, there were a lot of messages about that. Every person after vaccination is becoming RT-PCR positive, but it is not so because of your negligence, and because probably not negligence, I can say not aware of that. You are going there to take the vaccine, and in return, actually you are giving the virus to other people also. Some people who are educated also have seen with fever, with cough, cold, they have gone the very next day or third day for vaccination. Again, in return, what they would have given, 35 people would have been infected at the vaccination site. So that would have happened for a person who had not come in contact before, but had gone thinking that vaccine will save him. But another person who did not have the responsibility, the citizen responsibility, I think all of us should think about it before we do anything. No, that is one thing. Do we all give vaccines when children are infected? Our children are having some acute illness. We never give. Whenever, like most of you, some of you are knowing that either your sister or brother's child, if you are taken to doctor, no fever, cough is there, they will not give the vaccine. They'll tell, no, you go back. So that is how any vaccine works. When you have fever or other things, because our body has to function for two things. It's very difficult. So that is the reason I am telling again and again, when you are having fever, please do not go for it. Or when someone is positive in your house, please do not go for vaccination immediately. You can, of course, get it done after certain time. And yeah, next slide, please. And who are getting affected, as I have told you, the 20 to 40 years age group are more affected, more affluent classes are being affected. And unfortunately, I have seen the most deaths, mortalities occurring between 25 to 35 years of age. And that is because you have what is called a hypoxia. That is a happy hypoxia. You will not be knowing that your saturation levels are coming down because you feel you are young, you have good energy. So you don't feel that tiredness also. So you tend to neglect it. So whenever you are positive, any of you, between this age group, you have to be more careful and more observant and keep checking your pulse, SpO2 levels. COVID appropriate behavior, let us not forget. And now we have one more thing is vaccination. That's a must. And it's a respiratory droplet infection, requires very close contact. How it comes whenever we cough, sneeze, and talk. It comes out of our mouth and nose from the secretions, which they fall directly on our what we call mouth, eyes, and nose. We can get direct infection, or it may fall on any surface when we touch those surfaces and we touch food or touch our men, that is our mouth, eyes, and nose. Once again, we are going to get the infection. Now, the second wave, what we have seen is that second wave, the virus is little smaller than the first wave and is able to traverse about 10 meters. So the 2 meters distance, now it's become 10 meters. So, but we cannot maintain so much of a distance, isn't it? So that's why what we have to do, double mask ourselves and have a face guard also. And men are more affected than women. We have seen that. Okay. And how to avoid, of course, 3 C's, that is crowded places, closed places, and closed contact places where they sit, like that's why schools and colleges are closed. Okay. Next, please. As I've already told, there have been some changes in the corona symptoms. The old symptoms were a high fever, dry cough, breathlessness. That was almost very rare. Last wave, we had 95% of the cases were normal, like mild case. Only 5% had breathing problems. Then many had loss of smell, which was considered to be a mild symptom. And because of this high temperature, we missed the cases in the beginning because this second wave did not produce so much of fever. The patient would come and tell me, doctor, you said COVID, but my fever has come down the very next day. But it is not. It is not so. The fever comes down very soon, but you could be positive. And other symptoms that include now are headache. There can be only I have written because there can be only one symptom: headache, loose motions, body ache, weakness, and uneasy feeling, vomiting, hearing problems. It could be conjunctivitis, especially of the left eye conjunctivitis, is seen as a single symptom of COVID, corona wave 2. And this virus being infectious, as I told you, as an entire family. This is next slide is also about that, but a picture that says that there could be skin rashes also. There could be cystitis, that is urinary tract infections. The fingers and nails, they become little discolored also. There can be, of course, loss of smell and loss of taste is seen in the new strain. So as soon as you get, next slide please, as soon as you get the symptom, the first day of the symptom is very, very important. We have got to think that your disease is starting on that day. Please do not delay. Please do not deny that you may not have, unless and otherwise your RT-PCR comes negative and you become all right. You are any person who has got any one single symptom of these is supposed to be treated as COVID-19. And what you have to do, as soon as you develop a symptom like a fever, cough, or whatever, or some people will have only nose block also. So if that dry nose or anything like that, please isolate yourself. The first thing you do is isolate yourself. That stops the spread. And then immediately contact your family doctor or any government hospitals. PHCs, wonderfully, Karnataka is managing. They are doing RT-PCR tests free, and they are giving you the kit as soon as you go with one symptom only. They are not going to wait because corona is not going to wait for the RT-PCR report. So you just have to go there, they'll give you the kit, or you contact your family doctor, family physician, or now family friends who are doctors who can treat you, and start taking the medicine right from the first day. Because in the second wave, why I'm stressing on this is because in the second wave, we have seen a lot of changes that are happening after 5th day. After 5th day, if the fever doesn't come down, we need to change your medicines. We need to change looking at your red flag signs, which I will tell you shortly. And so any person who is in close contact has got only 1 or 2 symptoms should be treated as COVID-19 only. Next slide, please. Yeah, as soon as you are have the symptoms, first isolate. I told this is about after you become COVID positive. Somebody, like supposing the person is aged, some young person in the house can be made to take care of that sick person. Every time you're facing the sick person, you have to have mask and all that. When come out, you have to sanitize yourself. Or at the most, you can all that you need to have is a separate room with a separate bathroom. If your house is conducive, that is, if your house has all these 2 conditions, that is a separate bathroom and a separate room for the sick person, then this is a very conducive place for home isolation. If in case you don't have, I request you people to go for COVID care centers, which are organized by government, or if you can afford, you can go to private COVID care centers, because this can stop the spread to your own people, to your own family people. So that is why even on the first day itself, you can isolate. COVID care center set up by government will give you medicine as well as 10 days food and medicine free for 10 days. And they will monitor you also. Whoever is at home, they have got to have their utensils, separate utensils. They have to wash themselves. They have to keep their clothes separately. They have to wash themselves. And otherwise, the person who is handling should be very, very careful not to catch that infection. So the flag signs, what we have to think of, always look for if you are having any problem and you are at home isolation. This point, I repeatedly tell people, because last 1.5 months, we have seen people frantically searching for beds, ICU beds, when the SpO2 level was 80, 70. We have seen, and unfortunately, some of them we could not save because we did not get bed, as well as 50, 60 is a very, very bad stage to revive them. You cannot revive them from there. So whenever your SpO2 comes below 94 itself, you've got to go to the hospital. So you have to monitor every 4 hours, SpO2, temperature, your breathing rate, and other things. So any chest pain is there, if your temperature is increasing, even beyond 5 days, then if your cough is increasing, you're not able to sleep, and there is a lot of breathlessness, you have to call the helplines. Helplines you must be knowing, no? 1075 or 1912 for bed booking. And you always have Apta Mitra, and I am also in step 1, where we are talking to people in the national helpline also, Karnataka and across India, where COVID positive patients can call us, can talk to us anytime. So that number is 14410, is the Apta Mitra number. So you have to contact. All you have to do is, if I talk to doctor might get me admitted. You should not think of all that. All that you should worry is get out of this COVID safely. That's all. And so next slide, please. So as I have told you, 80% of the cases are mild, and 15% will have inflammatory condition, that is the lung inflammation, and 5% are severe lung inflammation. So, but 80 and this 10% can be easily managed at home. But when they are not managed well, this 80% can also become severe. So that is why I'm stressing that the first symptom, start treatment. Don't wait for the report. Since RT-PCR is coming false negative, don't think that you're not having COVID-19 if you are having all the symptoms. And your cough is more, then only get the CT thorax. CT thorax is not required for everybody. So only if your doctor asks for CT thorax, you please do it. Blood tests also not required until 5th day. If your condition is not improving, only then we do the blood test. If at all any of you get to know these things, are if someone is having any difficulty, you please tell them to visit government hospitals, PHCs, BBMP hospitals, everywhere they're going to give you medicine in Bangalore. It's not a problem at all. So next slide. SpO2, I was talking about SpO2. You all must be knowing about that. The pulse oximeter also you all must be knowing, I think. So this pulse oximeter, you have got to keep it at home. You better keep it because it's a simple way to show that you are having your lungs are functioning or not. You can monitor, especially when you are taken home isolation. People who do not have these facilities, they can aram se go to COVID care centers. Now, the COVID care centers also have oxygen. Supposing your oxygen levels come down, immediately they are going to put the oxygen also there. So that is why I told you, do not hesitate to go to doctor. Do not hesitate to start the treatment, but don't start that WhatsApp messages treatment where one person would have circulated to 10 to 15 patients. That has caused a lot of issues, as you all know. I will come to that also after some time. What is actually SpO2? It is known as an oxygen saturation. That is, it's a measure of the amount of oxygen carrying hemoglobin in relation to amount of hemoglobin not carrying oxygen. So for our body to function, it should be around 94 to 100, not below 94, or body becomes hypoxic. That is, without oxygen, none of the cells can work. So we all need oxygen for our body to work properly. So how does that oxygen come to us? Any idea? All of you must be knowing. We inhale. Whenever we inhale, that air that goes into the lungs. So the blood that takes oxygen from there and it's taken to different parts of the body. To every cell, this gives, that is, hemoglobin carries the oxygen. So what happens when you go for high altitude, you're running, you're jogging, or you're in stressful condition? That time the body can easily adapt to that low oxygen level for some time. The same thing happens even at home. If 94 to 90, we can somehow manage at home, but not lesser than that. So as I told, SpO2 can be easily measured with a pulse oximeter. And this pulse oximeter is easily available online also, or at Jan Aushadhis, you can get it for a very, very lesser rate. And this will tell you the condition of your lung. But that is why we have to have this at home, especially when you're opting for home isolation. And if it is 94 or less, first you check. You go for a 6-minute walk test. If patient is below 60 years, he can go for 6 minutes. Above 60 years, they should go for only 3-minute walk, because exertion also can reduce that. So we want to find out whether it is from the COVID-19 condition. And people who are having COPD and other things, we have to see first, their SpO2 will be lesser than 94 only, but their body has already adapted to that much. So we have to think of that level. From that level, we have to think whether it is reducing after walking. If it is reducing more than 2%, then it definitely the person may require oxygen eventually. So then what we have to do? We have to get prepared for that. And when, how can you see? You can put it in the index finger or the middle finger, stationary for 1 or 2 minutes, and then you check it. Cold, clammy fingers, wet fingers are the low blood pressure. People who have low blood pressure, or a very thick nail polish if somebody is putting, or anemias, low hemoglobin, all this, or if you're gasping, or if you're having mindful breathing, or if you're tremors, if you're having tremors, then this will not be correct, because unless you stay stationary for 2 minutes, you will not get the proper reading. So you have to see that there will be 2 readings: one SpO2, that is of that oxygen saturation. The other one is your pulse rate. Okay, so you have to monitor this. This is very, very vital to stay at home. Next slide, please. And if SpO2 is reducing and you have taken home isolation, please, you can do all these proning positions which can help you, except pregnancy, COPD, or people who are very obese with a fat belly cannot lie down like this with ascites and other conditions. But you can always lie down to the sides and sitting position. Or namaz position can also be taken done to improve the SpO2 level for some time. Supposing your SpO2 down to 94, and then by doing this during awake hours, this will definitely help you increase the SpO2. But if it's going further and further, don't just sit do prone positions, because it's not going to help you anymore beyond certain level. That is when it goes beyond 90. So then you have to get admitted. So the next is staying positive and COVID positive. The next slide, please. So I was reading about staying positive when COVID positive. That is, you have got to be mentally very positive when COVID comes, because it definitely, as I said, that is the reason I told the first story about that family. We all become very, very tensed. One thing is, why it has come to me? What have I done? Why did it come to me? Why didn't it come to other people? No, it can't be. It can't be, because that acceptance will not be there for some time. So that is why we have to accept it first, because you are not someone from different planet. Everyone is getting here. Even you will get it. There's nothing wrong in getting it, but we can try to prevent it. When we get it, we have to face it, take the treatment. Do regular exercises. Exercise, but do not strain yourself too much. You have balanced diet, good diet, relaxation exercise you have to do, and pranayama, little breathing exercises to improve your lung capacity. And the socializing online should be done, because lockdown doesn't mean that you should get disconnected from the entire world. You can do online for some time, but don't be online for a long time. Okay, 24/7 is also not good. Binge watching TV and all that. Taking a break from routine work life and other healthy lifestyles, what I'll be teaching further. So we have to adapt all these things, and don't start substance abuse. Do not do smoking and drinking and tobacco and all that. You know why? What I have said, between 25 to 35 deaths, whatever we have seen, they have been, most of them have been smokers. Most of them have been alcoholics. Most of them had some liver disorder or a lung disorder, even to start COVID. So that was the reason we have lost some of the people. So that's why having a good, healthy lifestyle is very important. Eating too much fast food is not good. Excessive online activity is not good. Excessive watching TV and partying, travel. Of course, please postpone that for at least another 1 year. If we do not want to see third, fourth, fifth waves, then focus on the negative aspects. Never focus on the negative aspects of COVID-19. Now that you have got, if anyone has got, you will think, what is this going to be post-pandemic complications? What is going to do? Let us live life at once. Let day to day. This is happening. It will happen. When that comes, we will take care. Should not worry about things before they happen. So we just have to do what is supposed to be done. The karmanyeva adhikarashte ma phaleshu kadachana. You do not have to worry about the outcome. But you know what the best way to prevent yourself from getting infected and spreading also. And do not post COVID-19 on social media and spread the fake messages that, as I told, virus, it is not a virus, it is fungus, it is radiation, it is that, it is this. So many are dying, so many are not able to get cremate, the dead bodies are lying. This media gives the information, but it is up to us to take what is right and what is wrong, and do not post it on the social media. Believing it and forwarding it is very bad, because the other person who is receiving it may not be in that, having that mental strength as strong as you to understand what you have sent or to accept what has been sent. So please, before sending anything, find out the genuinity. If you don't get the genuinity, just leave it at that. It doesn't matter. You're not going to lose anything by not posting some fake news which you feel. Recently, another also had come which says that within 4 years, all Indians who have got vaccinated will die. And that's very, very bad thing. That's a fake news. But I tell you, I was very happy. Oh, somebody said that we live for 4 years. That's very nice. Because we do not know whether we will live tomorrow or not. But this person is saying we will live 4 years. That's wonderful. But the thing is, everyone can't take like that. So if you take things like that, a positive in a negative condition, then no problem. But if you know somebody is not like you, please do not post such things, because it will only increase his anxiety and his fear will increase. As I said, always, fear will reduce the immunity. Next slide, please. How do we prevent now? We have 4 weapons to prevent. So what we did during this time is we forgot about the prevention. In search of gold, that was shopping, partying, traveling, going to temples, and a lot of things we have done which were not supposed to be done. So that is in the search of gold, and we have forgotten our diamonds. That is our 4 weapons. One is mask, another physical distance, and then sanitization. And the 4th one is a very, very wonderful one, vaccine. When the vaccine came, many were not willing to get vaccinated because they were all scared. They were all scared, and many vaccines were getting wasted. That is why India has exported the vaccine to other countries. And now the vaccine shortage has come, because now everybody wants to run for vaccine. So, but I tell you, it is the safest thing. It is the only thing that can save us. And after vaccination also, mask is our second vaccine. We should not forget about that. So mask prevents acquiring as well as spreading to other people of killing viruses. Next slide, please. how you wear the mask. Most often we know mask has to be one. We are having mask, but we keep it under our nose. Sometimes we keep it on the chin. Sometimes we keep it above our head. Some people use it as a kerchief. Some people use it as a, some people use it, share it among themselves, which I have seen some couple coming like that. On he may be infected because you don't know. Asymptomatic person may be carrying virus. You don't know. So these things should be avoided. Do not wear a wet or a dirty mask. Wear a clean mask every day and preferably cotton mask, cotton 3-layered mask, which can be easily washed because that does not, increase burden on our environment also. And touching the front of the mask very often to pull it up is the bad thing because all germs, dust, viruses, and bacteria all get collected on the front of the mask. And when you touch and you go touch with your hand, and with that hand, if you touch food or if you touch your men, that is the mouth, eyes, and nose, you are going to be infected. So avoid pulling it. Please pull it from behind, from near the strings. You have to pull it back. If it is loose, make it tight, but should not be very thick that you cannot breathe through, and should not be very loose that it is falling always. And even it is not just while coughing or sneezing, you pass the infection. It is even while talking. I see most of the people, all of you also might be doing when coming close to one person, you are talking, you want to remove the mask and talk. Please do not do that because you're going to infect the other person as well as you yourself will get infected. So this another slide is very self-explanatory actually, this picture, wherein the blue shirt person may be asymptomatic or having symptoms. The other person, yellow shirt person, is a friend who's standing so close. Both are standing carelessly without any mask. So the percentage of getting infected is 90, but I would call it 100%. And 90 they have given, most probably they have included the immunity, but I don't trust that now. So it can be 100. And the next is when this yellow shirt person is wearing mask, it is 30% risk. And when the infected person is wearing, it is 5% risk. And both are wearing, it is 1.58, it is 1.5% risk. It is only the distance. If you are standing away from each other, say 2 meters or 6 feet, that was for the first wave, but now I'm telling almost 10-meter distance is a must. Or nearby, you can only stand for 5 to 8 minutes, or after around 10-meter distance, you can maintain for 15 minutes, not beyond that also. Because it is even in the air, we are seeing air particles around 7 hours, the virus is going to stay. That's what we have heard. The latest news about it is that. Next slide, please. So it is a time for double masking. So second wave, we want 2 masks. Third wave, you might have 3 masks, but like that, it will go on increasing. So let us not put ourselves into that. Show the responsibility, citizen responsibility. If you are having symptoms, don't go out. How many years can government make lockdowns? Because economically, we are all suffering. Children are suffering, not going to school. Students, you people are not able to go to colleges, and we are missing that life. And the overall development of child is also being affected. So, but what do? We have to take these precautions. Definitely, we can keep it under control. Trust me, from last July, I have been working in my clinic. And with all the precautions, even without vaccine, we could maintain. Now with vaccine, we can be even more safer, I'm sure. So double mask, how it should be is one surgical mask and another is a cotton mask, is the double masking. Don't put 2 N95s, don't put 2 surgical masks. They're of no use. So one cotton mask and one surgical mask is a preferred one. And and I told already, for the eyes also, we need to get protected because we are seeing more of conjunctivitis. So here, either face shield or a goggles, fully covering goggles should be worn. Why I have put this figure? This very familiar figure for you. Only people who have gone to ICU would have seen somebody like this. Doctor, nurse, or ward boy, or all people who are working in COVID care hospitals are wearing this dress. Imagine you can't wear a mask. Many people tell, I'm not able to breathe, doctor. I'm not able to talk, doctor. So I removed. If you can't wear a single mask, how are these people wearing that full dress and staying for the whole day, for 6 to 8 hours? So have some pity on those people from past 1.5 years. Their attire is that. you know they can't even go to loo for 6 hours. They can't even go to have their food or coffee or whatever during that 6 to 8 hours of their work time. So whenever you think you are not able to wear mask, please think of these people, because when you fall sick, they'll have to take care of you. As long as we don't bring this under control, we'll have to go there also. We will have to go there also. So that is why please have pity on those people as well, pity on ourselves, our family, and our society. That is an individual responsibility. And you're all listening to me. Please convey this awareness, give this awareness to other people also. This is the main motive of reaching out to more people. And the types of vaccines that are available, as you already know, Covishield, Covaxin, and Sputnik. Next slide, please. So Sputnik, as you all know, it is Russian. Covaxin is our very own Indian. We are proud that we have produced our vaccines. You know, previously, whatever has happened, we were the last ones to get the vaccines because we had to wait. Now our other vaccines like measles and other things are all going abroad. 60% of the vaccines all over the world were made in India, but we were getting vaccines late. But one thing that happened very well here is within 1 year of the pandemic, we were able to get the vaccine. And the vaccines, Covishield, the rates also are mentioned here, 600 at private places, and the government is giving free. But people who can afford, please go to private hospitals only, because the rush at the government hospitals can be reduced to some extent, and they won't be crowding. The basic thing is that they won't be crowding, and more people can get vaccinated at the earliest. That is the main idea behind that you should get vaccinated. And what is the time gap? That is 12 to 16 weeks now, the Covishield, and Covaxin is 4 to 6 weeks, and Sputnik, 21 days they're saying, but still it is not single or double. They had to decide about that. So, but once it comes, we will be able to tell you. Like once we are updated, we'll be able to tell you about that. But which vaccine is better? All are better. All are for fighting against COVID-19 infection only. They are definitely give good antibodies. Just a variation of 1 or 2%, but nothing to worry about. We all took Covishield only because Covishield only was approved when they had started the vaccination for us from January 15th. Yeah, it was soon after Sankranti. It was started for doctors. So only Covishield was there available that time. Covishield is a vector virus. Next slide, please. It is a spike protein, that is a living spike protein, whereas Covaxin is a dead virus. But it's a full virus. That's the only difference we can see. So Covaxin is Hyderabad-based biotech, and Covishield is AstraZeneca, and it's manufactured by, you all know, Serum Institute of India. Okay, we have to do our credit. And even Sputnik is getting ready by Reddy's Labs at Hyderabad only. Okay, so the next one. So be proud to be Indians. Next slide, please. So what are the contraindications? Who all can take? Right now, to begin with, they have given only for plus 60, then 45 with comorbids, 45 can take. Now, anyone above 18 are eligible for vaccination. Below 18, 12 to 18, the trials are being done. And once they approve of the trials and everything is safe, the safety is approved, then it will be definitely given to children also, 12 to 18. But at present, for time being, it is not for children below 18 years. Interchange of the vaccines is not permitted. If you have had Covaxin, take Covaxin only the second dose. If you have had Covishield, take Covishield only the second dose. And the person who has got any history of anaphylaxis or allergic reactions to the previous dose of infection, that is, if you're going for a second dose, first dose, if you have had any serious anaphylactic allergy, which we have not seen. Actually, we have not seen much, but we have just written it because in case you have anything. So do not go for the second one. History of allergies to other vaccines, medicines, etc. also should not go. And in conditions like this, we have to delay for 3 months. That is a person having acute symptoms of COVID infection. And that is a person who is COVID. Many people come and ask me, doctor, I finished my isolation. When can I go for infection? What is the point in going for vaccine? Vaccine is the one which gives you antibodies. Virus also has given you antibodies. Virus, in fact, has given you more antibodies than the vaccine. So you don't have to go for actually saying 8 months also. But we want to tell you, after 3 months, you can go for the vaccine dose once you have finished your infection. That is after recovery, you can go after 12 weeks of recovery, you can go for the vaccine, whether it is a first vaccine, first dose or second dose. So soon after, if you are all getting infected, do not go for vaccine. I repeat, do not go for vaccine if you are infected, not only during that time, even after, till it is 12 weeks. That is your RT-PCR had come positive. You definitely have good amount of antibodies and you can fight the disease. So you wait for others to get who have not been infected, who have not had vaccine, so that the other people get the chance of being in herd immunity. Otherwise, only you will be getting all the time. Okay. And persons who recovered from COVID infection, I have told, who are not well, as I've already told, who have been hospitalized for some other illness, should not take it, but should wait for 8 weeks or for the recovery. Co-administration with other vaccines needs at least 2 weeks interval. What are the other vaccines usually we think of is maybe a rabies vaccine or a tetanus vaccine. You should wait for 14 days. And even lactating mothers, we are giving now, and pregnant are also getting on basis of comorbidities or emergency. If they need to have, like, they're having any comorbid conditions, they're also getting, like pregnant women are also getting. So this one thing I have told you. Next slide, please. Kindly, vaccine can be given in these conditions. Many ask me, can it be given? People who have taken plasma, yes, they can take. And a history of chronic diseases and morbidities, cardiac, neurological, or metabolic. In fact, they have to take. Having any carcinoma, cancer, they're taking treatment for cancer, also should take. But when the treatment is on, they should not take. They have to wait for at least 4 weeks. After the active infection reduces, active infection, the radiotherapy, everything after 4 weeks of radiotherapy and chemotherapy, they can have the doses. Immunodeficiency people, HIV, yes, they should take. And immunosuppression people, yes, they have to take. But the response, the immune response that they get from a vaccine may be little lesser than the normal individuals. Next slide, please. Yeah, how vaccine reduces? Definitely, I have told you, vaccine does not stop your infection, but it controls the disease, the severity of the disease. So here you can see the X-ray of a person who has been vaccinated. That is the full clear. The white one is not vaccinated. That is, his lungs are affected. So even a single dose of Covishield, I have seen there have been a lot of improvement in their reaction to the disease. And we have seen that by 1.5 months itself, the antibodies are very good even after the first dose of Covishield. And the next slide is also very, very beautifully given, self-explanatory once again. No vaccine means you are having 4 stages. Either one is asymptomatic, then mild symptoms, then moderate symptoms, and severe symptoms. You may have to go to the hospital. So you may end up there, or you may not come back also without vaccine. So, but if you are taken vaccine, that reduces disease, but not the disease, not the infection. So what can happen? You will not end up in a severe case or in ICU or ventilator for sure. But I have seen just yesterday, I spoke to my friend who was from different place near Polar. Both her husband and wife, they were hospitalized because with COVID, but they came back. So only thing she told me after coming back is vaccine helps, Jyoti. I thought I cannot come back. I thought both of us don't come back. And she in fact made everything before going to the hospital. And she's given everything to her children, all the keys and this and all. She thought that she's not going to come back. But they have had their vaccines. And it was quite a long time after their vaccine, that is 1 month, where they really had good antibodies and they could fight the infection and they are back home safely. So it is another reason why we should not hesitate to take the vaccine. Common side effects. Next slide, please. Generally, every vaccine has some side effects. That is, it's a reaction. What you said, I don't call it side effect. That can be just some reaction to the virus. See, whenever we are affected by virus or a bacteria or anything, we get some symptoms. Those symptoms are not because of the bacteria or the virus. Our body produces immunity, fights with that virus and bacteria, then produces these symptoms. That is why we get fever, chills and other things. So soreness or pain at the injection site will be there for 1 or 2 days. Fever will be there for few people just 10 hours after the vaccine it starts, might come down by 3 days. If not by 1 week, you'll be perfectly fine. This can be managed very safely with paracetamol tablets. Don't take any other tablet for 2-3 days. Take rest, take good food, and just relax for 2 days with good amount of water, plenty of fruits and vegetables. You'll definitely improve it. There can be little slight headache, muscle pains, and less common are vomiting, maybe their dizziness. But these are should not be the reason for not taking, because when you take tetanus vaccine also, these things will happen. And when children get vaccines right from their birth, that is BCG, to avoid tuberculosis. To fight tuberculosis, we have been giving BCG to children soon after their birth. That is within 24 hours of their birth, we give. And other injections like DPT and all those things are given. Doctor gives them paracetamol drops because we definitely know that there will be slight virus-like reactions, virus-like infection reactions may be there. That is why we give paracetamol, which can be easily managed by paracetamol drops. And children are taking by 2 years almost 10 doses. Why the fuss about for elders taking the vaccine? I am not able to understand. And so that is why do not keep these things as a cause or a reason for not taking. So FAQs, I would like to tell, is vaccination mandatory? No, it is not mandatory, but it is voluntary and it is for your benefit, for your family benefit, and for the society. Once you take vaccine, you are safe. You can safeguard your people. Next slide, please. And what are the adverse effects of vaccines? I have already told. Maximum, they stay only for 7 days. 3 to 7 days, it disappears on its own. Does alcohol affect the efficacy of the vaccine? It doesn't affect, but alcohol effect also will be like dizziness, vomiting, what I said. It could be very cumbersome for the person who's taking, but that doesn't mean that you should get drunk. So please do not consume alcohol. Can't we stay without alcohol for 2 or 3 days? Some of the people are not taking because somebody told them not to have non-veg, someone told them not to have alcohol, but they are not the reasons to stop taking vaccines. And what precautions are needed before taking? Just make up your mind that nothing is going to happen and be positive and be prepared get prepared for the vaccine shot by yourself. Then that is enough. Have good amount of water, food. While going, don't go empty stomach. And if you are a diabetic or hypertensive or having other illnesses and are some medicines, don't stop any medicines. Or you go to your doctor, get checked up, take an all clear certificate from him, and then you can go for vaccine. But otherwise, there is no precautions if there are no contraindications at all. Next slide, please. What is the post-vaccine care? As I have told, post-vaccine care, you again, water, hydrate yourself properly, sleep well, and have good food, and that will definitely improve your immunity. And think that there's nothing going to happen with vaccine. Is after all a jab, it's just an injection, which normally children also take without any trouble. And what are the kind of foods you have to take after? See, inflammatory foods are there. That is processed food, deep fried foods, and artificial colored foods, and all. Stay away from that. And FAQs, Naveen, I'm into next slide. We'll get inflammatory foods, as I told you, soya and junk food, all that we should not take. Corn flour also. But anti-inflammatory foods, what we call are nuts, especially almonds and walnuts, are very good food, including fruits and dry fruits and vegetables should be had. Why do some develop FAQs, Naveen? Can our diet affect vaccine after vaccine? No. Will I get corona infection after vaccination? You may get, definitely. It's like asking me, will I have an accident after an accident? But as I have told you, you have to follow SMS again. Plus, what you have to do is take care of your immunity, and the infection will come, but it will not be that severe. The disease won't be that severe. Why do some people develop more symptoms than others? Because of different immune systems. We all have different immune systems, just like all 5 fingers are not equal, just like each one of us are different. And can I take vaccine during menstruation? Yes, of course, ladies, girls, do not fear that. There was another fake message that was going doing rounds. No problem, unless you have any dysmenorrhea, that is pain during menstruation, or if you are having heavy flow, don't go. It is just that vaccine doesn't cause any problem, but just that you feel very, very tired, or the pain may be more, or you may not be able to take other painkillers after vaccine for at least 72 hours. That is the reason why we are telling this. You can always plan and not schedule your vaccination. There's no harm in that. What happens soon after vaccination if something happens? Definitely there is a team, that is adverse effects following immunization team will be there in the hospitals wherever you are taking. They will take care of you. They will check you. They will keep you there for 30 minutes to take care of the things are immediate anaphylactic reactions or allergic reactions that happen within 30 minutes can be easily tackled by them. And they are trained for it. They are trained for it for almost 3 months now. Since we started in January, you can imagine this now, it is June already. So they're trained very well for 5 months to take care of those immediate reactions. Naveen, it is the third wave slide. That is 21, number 21. Naveen, 21 number. So the third wave will come. Yes, definitely the third wave will come. But it is going to cause a lot of issues with the children. That's what we are hearing. So I feel we should have that preparedness for the third wave. That is how we SMS that we have already told you the 4 diamonds what we had. I would like to include another diamond, that is that is immunity. Immunity and prevention of lifestyle disorders can definitely keep us in a better position, can keep us fit to fight any kind of infection. As Darwin always said long ago, that whoever is fit will survive. Survival of the fitness. He has been told long time to us. So how to keep ourselves fit to fight the third wave? That is the most important preparedness. We all know about SMS now. Vaccine we have to get. We have to maintain SMS. Now next immunity, what I will say is this. What is our way of controlling is LSD, that is lifestyle disorders. What is a lifestyle? Lifestyle is all the changes or the activities that we do from morning till next day we get up. That is 24 hours. The things we do, the behavior, everything that we do count as lifestyle. So if you know proper healthy lifestyle, there is no need of inner engineering or art of living classes. We can learn it very easily. We can follow it. It's little difficult in the beginning, but once anything you follow for 3 weeks, it becomes a habit. So make it a habit. Make a routine in your life. Certain good things. So only 5 things that improve your immunity are food, sleep, water, exercise, and positivity of the mind. These 5 are called Panchabhutas according to me, which are most important to keep our health at check. India has started to observe an increase in various kinds of health and health related problems due to change in our lifestyles, regardless of the age and gender. We see in women, we see in men, and we see in children as well as adults. Children are becoming actually more prey to it because we ourselves are being diverted from activity, pushing ourselves towards a very sedentary lifestyle that is causing number of health issues that can lead to NCD, that is non-communicable diseases. These are easily preventable by us. We don't need a vaccine because they're not transmitted from one person to another person. It doesn't come by touch. It comes with our habits, our bad health, bad lifestyles. Okay, but they can lead to life-threatening consequences. These are actually initially called Western diseases, diseases of affluence, as they were common in very only developed countries. Whether we should be happy to say that we are having these things, so India is a developed country. No, many other things we have not. We have only started following the Westerns in their food and other things, but not in their behavior like cleanliness and other things. We still have a lot of things to follow. Our etiquette, cough etiquette, or spitting on the roads, these things should change. Our toilets, open air defecation. Let us follow them in all these things, but not just food. Food is actually good when you eat the seasonal food and where it is available. We should not, most of us have started having olive oil, saying that it is the best food for us. It's the best oil. It is good. Will not have cholesterol. So these things have made us, become developed countries only in terms of getting non-communicable diseases, that is lifestyle disorders. These lifestyle disorders we have to control. Otherwise, this leads to a lot of loss of independence, years of disability, morbidity, mortality. And it imposes a very considerable economic burden also, not only on the family, not only on the person, but also on the nation. And we should know this causes. Why we should know? Because the consequences are very, very bad. And because of this, we can eliminate them in the early stages itself. Supposing, yeah, by testing, if you know that you are diabetic, pre-diabetic, you can always control it. You can come back to normal. But why are we getting all this? Main reason is technology. But I don't want to blame the technology. The destructive nature of usage of technology has brought this. We are using now technology in a right way. That is, I am talking to you people. I'm giving you this awareness. You people are having classes. Without technology, we wouldn't have had it. This is called constructive way of using technology. So, but destructive is just sitting, binging, watching, eating, watching TV, and playing video games, and watching some unwanted things. And 24/7 sitting in front of the screen. That is pointing your eyes also. We have a lot of purchasing power, isn't it? People started getting good amount of salaries now. So easily available also. And what is easily available? We are having very unhealthy way of life is very easy for us. We are having access to that unhealthy life. That is the reason for this. Next slide, please. So causes for this lifestyle disorders, basically, as I have already told, irregular routines. Because of our runaway life, we are not able to have any fixed time for sleep, neither sleep nor eat nor family time. Most of us are, concentrating only on how to earn maximum. And so we work. What do we work? We work day and night. One day it comes that wealth is lost. Wealth you have, health is lost totally. So when health is lost, everything is lost. That is what we keep saying. So that is why what we have to do is we should maintain a balance between joy of life and need of work. So work-life balance has to be there. Wealth and fame can come to your life anytime, but once health is lost, it cannot come back to you. So realize before it leaves you. Do not leave good habits before the health leaves you. So that is one reason cause. The next cause is unnatural, unhealthy diet, which I already told. We are going more for this junk foods like pizza, burger, noodles, instant foods, and canned foods, processed foods, refined oils, and flours, refined flours also. So frozen foods and the polished rice, all this is causing a lot of nutritional deficiency. These foods are high in calorie, but nutritionally they're very bad. Either they cause malnutrition, either overnourishment or undernourishment. That is what they cause. So that is why stay away from such foods. It is like they become very addiction. Karkar, you like that finger chips and all that. We feel like, and frenzy drinks. We feel like having all that. That becomes one kind of addiction without which we cannot live. I'm not saying don't eat those. Eat occasionally because you know that they're going to cause a lot of problems in you. They're low in nutritive values. And the other one is lack of manual or physical activity. We are not doing any activity. Every time I tell, please take, we give some reasons. I myself give. No, there is no time. There is no time. I've had food. No, it is like that. It's like this. I'm feeling tired. When you're feeling tired, it's a good time to actually activate yourself. Whenever we do work, what happens? Physical activity, anything. All parts of our body and mind get affected. Endocrine glands become very active, and that keeps our body and mind very, very active, and all systems in our body work very smoothly. As per the age and according to your body condition, you must do some kind of physical activity. It can be anything, just walking also, but just sitting in front of TV, when just using modern kitchen equipment also has made us stay away from this physical activity. Due to this lack of physical activity, what is happening is body is getting very weak day by day, and all LSDs are setting in us at a very, very early age. And we are getting into bad habits, smoking, alcohol, drugs, which I already told, they are very bad and they are causing a lot of problems. So, but this adolescent age and before you become an adult, this age, you are very vulnerable to certain things. You feel this is nice to do. When somebody asks you, you learn to say no to the first temptation, because later on it's very, very difficult to say no to the next follows, whatever follows, it's easier to say no to the first temptation than those follow. So that is why learn to say no when you feel, when you know it is going to affect you and it's going to become an addiction. So definitely is not a welcome. We have not thought of any healthy entertainment at all. The healthy entertainment should be, from your routine. You have to take a break from your routine. Then partying, hardly partying. No, but I see MNCs, most of them. I'm sorry, don't be offensive. And they party a lot. That partying means binging, going to discotheques, late night. You're not coming home early. You eat surplus. You eat all those things are not going to be relaxation for you. Relaxation means where your body really gets relaxed, like going to one park, sitting there, or even talking to one child also is a relaxation. Talking to an old person is also a relaxation. That listening to their stories is a relaxation. So choose your relaxation technique. Either go for a mountain trekking, all that, or an ocean, just one park, or one river bank. You can sit and watch. You can just watch a tree. You can watch a bird. Those things are proper relaxation for you. Like group activities also. Now in this COVID time, we can't have group activities, but virtual group activities can also be done very well. Like sports, if people are playing many things on Ludo and other things also, or games. You can play a lot of games, lot of antaksharis, kirtanas, yatra, bhajans, yoga classes, or some, you can learn few things also online, which are hobbies or habits for you, for which we are not had time. Now because of lockdown, you have plenty of time. I think make use of that time. Spend time with your relatives, with your family, and talk to your relatives online or WhatsApp. That can even try to establish good relationships, because our mental stress is because of not having good relationship with people around us. Most of us are always thinking of only jealousy, competition, and all that. So that also will lead to a lot of stress in us. And irregular sleep habits. We need to have good time for sleeping. This time I will sleep, this time I will get up. It's not that I'm not having office, I'm not having college, so I will sleep however I want, I will sleep however I get up. No, because by this, what is happening is our body doesn't get enough time to repair, because during sleep only our body repairs. Mentally damaged cells, okay, physically mentally damaged cells are being definitely get repaired during our sleep. So we need to sleep properly. At least 8 hours of sleep is a must. So during that sleep, after a good sleep, you feel really refreshed. That is why we tell you, stress on that when there is lack of that adequate sleep, what happens? It leads to many diseases. And we have one more thing, is lack of spiritual mood and contentment with us. From birth to death, we undergo a lot of stress. At every turn of life, everything is stress for us now. This stress word was not heard before. So like this, it will become. Obese is the root cause, shoot cause, I can say, for all the diseases, cancer, BP, diabetes, heart disease, anxiety, and all those things. And all those are because of not socializing, unhealthy diet, smoking, stress. And another one is lack of spiritual mood. So what happens? Many of us are unable to get to their own or a family expectations or a friend's expectations. We have had some, higher ambitions in life. We're not able to reach them. The competition for earning more, getting more, material comfort. We have been driving behind it, getting distracted by any obstacles that are coming in the way, and we are getting tensed when we fail in any task. Every stress has an impact on our body and on our physical and mental well-being. What is health? Health is nothing but well-being of physical and mental well-being of a person is called health. So when that is affected, definitely disease sets in. So why the spirituality? I said we should have that, more contented mood. That is, you should be happy with what is given to you. Probably this is what I'm destined to get. But that doesn't mean that you should have ambitions of getting marks and getting into a good place. You do your work. As I already told about Bhagavad Gita King Karmani, this applies here also. You put all your efforts. What comes is not in your hands. What comes is later, taken care. Supposing you fail, there is always a second chance. All doors never close. There will always be one door open. And that door you should find out. So what generally happens with us is whenever there is happiness, sorrow, profit, loss, there is kind of lot of fluctuations in our body. Whenever this life throws all these things to us, no success, failure and all, we take success very happily, but failure no. So I tell everybody, take everything equally. then you will not feel anything. Okay, fine, I got it. I can do it better next time. So stress can be reduced by feeling happy in any condition. And that's why I said pandemic also has made us feel happy. And one positive thing I always tell Naveen is pandemic has made me do these webinars, which I wouldn't have done otherwise. So being happy is the spirit of human life, which can keep us away from diseases. So from the very beginning, we have to understand that we should cultivate good habits, lay the foundation for good habits, good living, healthy living from childhood, through adolescent, so that you become a very healthy adult later on in your life. So the why I'm targeting you college guys is this is here you are developing your health lifestyles. So when you develop a healthy lifestyle now itself, tomorrow it won't be difficult and you will not end up as a diabetic or hypertensive or other things. Now that I have already told that most of our health problems are associated with our detrimental lifestyles only. Major illnesses are because of this only, nothing else can give us. Can we prevent this? Definitely, as I have told, there could be only few things, few changes that we need. Yeah, next slide, please. So what are the types of diseases that we get? I have already mentioned obesity, diabetes, swimmer's ears, that is wearing a headphone for a longer time with higher decibels can make you deaf. So please listen. Do not keep listening to music through the earphones. And even have called Meniere's disease, which is a dizziness that is because of earphones, using a lot of earphones. There can be metabolic disorders. In girls, we are seeing a lot of PCOS, and nutritional deficiencies are observed, and anemia also, and lethargy. No, we become very lethargic because we just sit or lie down on the sofa and watch TV, nothing else, or binge, keep eating. So addiction and all these things I have already mentioned. Food allergies can happen because of the color that is used in the canned foods. So the canned foods are made very attractive so that children buy. No, we get lured because of that, and they have a lot of salt and sugar also to make it more tasty. But it is not good. And food allergies because of the color and the preservatives that are used. So having fresh fruit or a good fresh vegetables is the most important thing. Next slide, please. Yeah. So how do we prevent? Prevention by keeping harmony with nature, keeping the right balance between life and work, we can remain healthy and successful. So eat healthy food, green veggies, fresh. I have already told you all this fiber-rich food and nutritious food with all the nutrients, 5 nutrients that we need. High protein food is preferred, but don't go for no protein drinks because that will have a lot of impact on your kidneys. Boys who are going to gyms generally are given protein drinks. Please stay away from that. Not much, you should not have. Milk is a better protein. Non-vegetarian, if you are, you can have non-veg. And switch to whole grain or multigrain flours. Reduce weight if you are obese, that your BMI is more than 25. Limit consumption of oily foods, fried food, junk foods. Drink plenty of water. We need at least 3 liters of water per day because 70% of our body is water, and we need water to function properly. Every system in our body needs water, needs hydration. Exercise and meditate if possible for some time, and exercise whatever is feasible for you. But don't give reasons that we have had food. Even after having food, the solid food for 2 hours and liquid food, you can do exercise. That is 1 hour after liquid, 2 hours after solid food. You can do any kind of exercise, including yoga. So this yoga, if you don't get time, you can sit in just Vajrasana while watching TV instead of lying down on the couch. That is also going to affect you very well. Our Bhujangasana in front of the TV on the floor can be a very good exercise for you. Refrain from smoking and alcohol. Stay calm, relaxed, sleep well at regular intervals, and think positive. Keep people around you also positive. Be happy. Keep helping others. When you help, you definitely are happy. I see most of the volunteers, either YFS or college volunteers. I see them very happy all the time because they are making others happy. It's a very nice thing to make someone happy because you can be double happy with that. And take a break from hectic life now and then, which can be volunteering once again. And very essential to keep a healthy environment and not to have this competition, unnecessary rat race. We have all put ourselves into those rat races, like we longing to material comfort, so-called whole life. We want more and more. Greed. greed has become more than need. So for that, what we do, we keep comparing with other people. We are always competitive. Life, we have made our life what? Very mechanical. As a result, we are getting into many mental and physical ailments. There are a lot of mental illnesses nowadays. What we see is that. And so another thing I told, wake up on time, eat on time, and sleep on time. Take good amount of water and good amount of rest are also very important for you. So cultivate such habits at an younger age to become a healthy adult so that any disease doesn't attack you soon, or you will not have the need for ICU and ventilators. As again, I told you, this is mainly because of fitness. For fitness, you have to do so many things. Okay, next slide, please. So this I have already explained. Junk food, stay away. Okay, next. This also, yeah, all I have explained that. Nutritious food to be taken. Yes, and exercise yoga for at least 25 to 30 minutes. And either Surya Namaskara or any kind of exercise you should do. And yes, next slide. Stay away from 3Cs, what I have told, crowded places like malls and markets. This is for the third wave, to avoid third wave. All this while I was talking about immunity, this is for the third wave. So again, please, once the lockdown is out, please do not go back to our routine. Let us have lockdown for ourselves. Think before you step out of the house, is it necessary? If you're going for any function, is it necessary? My friend's daughter, it's okay. Government has told only 20 to 40. But you can take, people take permission, people take all sorts of things, and 60 to 70 people are getting, getting together to celebrate a wedding and all these things, ceremonies and all. Please do not do that. Impose that lockdown on yourselves. Find out whether you need. And hotels, sitting in the hotels, takeaways are anyway allowed. Bring it home, have it at home. You can heat it in the microwave once, little bit, or however you want. You can heat and then have it. But sanitization is very important. And close contacts where you sit very closely, like schools and colleges until they're open. Once they're open, also you have got to be very, very careful. I think that Gurukul system should come back to us. That open air we should sit and have classes. So, and the next is that confined places where you do not have good ventilation. So ventilation is very important, and the low temperature facilitates the virus also. So ACs be controlled or off, switched off. Keep your windows open. Open airspace. You can meet 1 or 2 people. But small gatherings are super spreaders. Like you say, no, we are not meeting 40, 50, but you're calling 10 people home in a small house. It becomes a super spreader because at home we will not maintain mask or distance cannot be maintained at home. Even the food and all people, everybody handle. So try to avoid these things at least for a few months to safeguard your own children, especially because the third is most likely to be affecting children. So take care of that. And whenever you step out, go out with mask only. At the gist again, I'm telling the ways, vaccinate yourself as soon as you get. Motivate your parents to get vaccinated and motivate your every day. You motivate, try to motivate 5 to 10 people to get vaccinated and call them and find out if they're not well. You can always call us. If there is any issue, we can always tackle that. There is no need to fear. Vaccine will definitely protect us. And don't panic, be prepared. And as I already told you, please do not hate the disease, only hate the disease. And be prepared, be cautious, don't become careless, don't keep your guard down after the lockdowns are over. That is the main thing we all should remember as citizens. It is our responsibility to follow. And whenever you are having fever or any mild symptom, isolate yourself, don't come out. That if you are like that, then you will not spread it. You can tell your friends, I'm having fever, so I'm not coming. So if you feel that, if you have that honesty, I'm sure it will not spread. And don't go to clinics, hospitals when you're having fever. You can call doctors online. Now every telemedicine is welcome. Government has permitted telemedicine, so you can call any helpline and take the treatment. And if you cannot manage at home, don't try to manage, I will wait for 1 day, 2 days like that. Go to hospital. That can reduce the mortality, that can reduce the deaths. And one more thing I'm telling, the cases have come down now, definitely. More people are getting discharged, more people are coming home. That is a positivity. So even in negative times, the positivity is everyone is getting cured. We only had some chaos in the beginning because of not knowing uh, that this is a COVID. No, not able to accept that it is COVID. Now that we are careful, I think the third wave can be lesser than the first wave. Just like how swine flu, dengue, Ebola, so many other things came and they are still with us, but we are having less cases. So Corona is there to stay, but we will have less cases. And I took the privilege of telling that tomorrow being World Environment Day, Naveen, next slide, show your love to nature. Uh, so I come to this from animals to humans, from the food we eat to the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the climate that makes us live. Livable climate, what is giving us? The nature is giving us. We are actually spoiling the nature. This is one of the reasons why we are getting this fungus. All of you must be knowing and want to talk to me about that also. Mucormycosis. It is in the atmosphere. It is in the atmosphere because we have spoiled our nature by doing lot of things. We have taken our nature for granted. So this year's theme of environment is ecosystem restoration. That is reimagine, recreate, and restore 2021. Restore the nature. So I was happy to say that I was a part of walkathon to save Turahalli forest during last pandemic. So I feel all of us should do it. Just planting a tree is one way we can improve our nature. And would you like to believe that a mature tree, one tree, can clear the air by absorbing 22 kilos of oxygen? I mean, it absorbs carbon dioxide and can release that much of oxygen. That is 22 kilos of oxygen one big tree can release. If that was the case, why we wouldn't have had any problem for breathing difficulty? I'm sure. So let us get back our Mother Nature, repair it for this, and show your love for nature. At least tomorrow, try to plant something. And during this lockdown, also, I keep telling even children to have that terrace gardening. That can be one of the good ways of avoiding pollution, as well as they can be a recreational activity for them at home. And you can get vegetables, that is farm grown vegetables in your own farm, in your own house, whichever possible you should do. These things are definitely possible. And once in a way, stop using machines. See, whenever we have given some time to Mother Nature to heal, I think during lockdown last year, Delhi has seen less pollution because we clearly understand that because of our motor vehicles, there's been a lot of pollution in the air. And when we are locked up, we give Mother Nature a pause. That's a good thing about pandemic and the lockdowns, that we gave it a chance to repair. And now let us not spoil it once again. Let us nurture it with our love, because without nature, we cannot exist. And so that is why I'm telling. So tomorrow, you please spread this word across and tell others also to have all these things, at least one plant, if you can grow in your own house or one flower pot or something, you can just get one and keep it at home and take care of that. It definitely improves. The ecosystem can be restored in our own way. We cannot do it in a bigger scale like cleaning the oceans and other things. So at least this much we can do. That is even keeping our environment clean, and keeping ourselves clean is also Swachh Bharat. Definitely helps. Keeping our environment clean is also one kind of restoration of the environment. And as I told you already, surgical mask, why I said not to use, because of it adds to pollution. It adds to garbage, lot of garbage. And take home food is also lot of garbage. That's why I insist on cooking at home. Try to cook at home. You boys or girls, you're at home, please learn that. When you learn cooking, it helps you. It's a life skill. It helps you. You don't know, it can help you anytime when you go out. When you are staying alone, you can cook food for yourself. So nothing is degrading, no gender biased. So you all can have everything, because now girls are doing everything. When boys also can cook, boys also can do so many things. And in fact, the boys cook better because our Nala and Bhima were boys. So we can develop certain habits, stitching and all that stuff. And along with that, you please conserve our nature. Thank you all. Thank you for listening. And I think I'm open for question and answers. Any queries? Together, let's make it India fit. As fit, India is fit India. And Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So in this chat box, we don't have got no questions are not there. So if
Okay.
anyone wants to ask any questions, so you can chat here. Just a minute. Deepa Madhavan, she's raising the hand. Yeah, you can speak now. Unmute yourself, Deepa ji. Deepa Madhavan. You can unmute now.
People who have understood what have questions, or they have not understood anything will not have questions. Which is
No, ma'am. After your lecture, nobody will be having doubts itself. What I think.
okay. Thank you so much.
Your talk was really
Yes,
nice, madam. We got a lot of appreciation in the chat box. We could see that.
Thank
one.
Yeah, that we can see, ma'am. Dr. Vandana ji.
If you have any
She
questions, you
said
can
that,
drop in
it's
the chat
excellent
box.
session. Yeah.
Anything, ma'am, regarding vaccination?
Madam, I received a question in my mobile that, madam, below 18 years, is there any chance of vaccination?
I have actually mentioned that between 12 to 18, the vaccination is under trial. Definitely, it will be out most probably end of June or mid-June.
Yeah, Deepa Madhavan, you can ask the question if you want anything if you would like to ask.
No, sir, it's very clear only. We are getting a more important means way of how we have to prevent and how the way we are getting that vaccination, that is it's useful means what all the things we have to importantly we have to keep in our mind. That and all is very good, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for your valuable speech, ma'am. Here you are
Thank you.
taking
Good feedback is good for us because we can improve. Criticism is also good because we can improve in any way. I take both.
No, ma'am, actually, what does that mean? So we are in a medical field, it seems. We also having some particular personal questions is there. So that it's that all the things you have to taking that right now speech, no, that is valuable only because that that clarifications we are getting from you only. Thanks for ma'am. The valuable
Thank you
speech.
so much.
Ma'am.
So
I
if
have kept
anybody,
information very simple so that everyone can understand, not much of scientific approach.
Because while that using of word, it seems we are understanding clearly. That is the main point here.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks for your valuable speech here, ma'am.
Let us pledge, all of us pledge that we will take care of our nature so that nothing like this can happen. It's a bio war, but together we can fight, and we can fight only with our 5 weapons. The most important weapon is immunity. ಯುದ್ಧ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಸ್ತ್ರವಿದ್ಯೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಅದು ಬಂದಾಗ ವಿಟಮಿನ್ ಸಿ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಮಾತ್ರೆಗಳು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲ. We should have good food which definitely supplies everything to us and try more on improving your immunity. And nothing like what I said, sleep, water, exercise, positiveness, and food. These are the main 5 things that we should always work on. Not before, not after COVID or any other illness comes to us. Before, always, it should be nirantaravagi. Okay, we'll wind up then. That's okay.
Is there any questions from anyone?
Yes, I am having question. I am Skanda.
Okay.
So, is there any other wave coming? Like, is there only one way after this third wave of coronavirus? Is there any other wave which is up to coming?
It can happen even 100th wave. It depends on how we are controlling it. We have done very badly after first wave. We have behaved very badly. I explained in detail what are the things we did, and that we should not repeat. Definitely, there will be 3rd, 4th, 5th wave, or even 100th wave. But once we get herd immunity, we will not have severity of the infection. It will come like swine flu or dengue, where we are seeing only few cases.
Ma'am,
So
like
when we have,
how to get
Yeah.
to know that if we want to how will they get to know that we have corona positive or negative, ma'am?
Yeah.
how do you know you would get
Means in
tested?
home only. In home only.
I am not understanding.
Means someone told that we can even check in our home only if we have corona positive or negative, something using.
There are some kits are available, but I don't think they have come easily available yet. Some kits have come, but still I feel RT-PCR is being done free in the government hospitals. You just go and get it done. But first symptom you get, please start taking treatment. So that, I tell you, from last 2 months, 1.5 months, I have treated more than 250 patients. And I have admitted only 2. And 2 have come back also after admission. I have not lost a single patient because of starting treatment on the first day of symptom. Don't wait for RT-PCR report.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Madam, that was my son, Skanda. I think he was watching, so he asked.
Oh, okay. Dr. Pratibha.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, I was thinking Dr. Pratibha is sitting here, but that is saying Skanda.
He's on another line.
Okay.
Okay, if any students have any kind of doubts and any delegates, you can share with us. You can drop in the chat box. As your
Yeah,
session was
RPS.
very simple, so it was understood to everyone.
RPS, somebody is raising
Yes.
the hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ma'am, till what extent is giving polio vaccine effective to infants susceptible to COVID-19?
No, polio vaccine protects
Because
only
there is a recent studies, right? Giving polio vaccine decreases the effect of COVID-19
not polio, BCG.
disease.
BCG. That is the vaccine given for tuberculosis. I did mention that also.
Okay.
Yes, tuberculosis. But we all thought that they're all hypotheses. Actually, they are not properly told still. Novel virus. Coronavirus is a novel virus. It's a new virus. Coronavirus is there. That family is there from 8000 BC. But this one, novel virus, is a new one. So we are studying every day. From 1.5 years, we are studying about it. Every day it is unfolding itself with different things. We thought our first wave was smaller, comparatively less, and flattened very fast. So we thought that it could be because of tuberculosis protection. We have all taken BCG, or we are all having tuberculosis in India. Yes, all of us are carrying that. But it attacks you only when your immunity reduces. I would like to tell little about that mucormycosis. I thought someone will ask. That's why I have not told. Mucormycosis is a mucormycetes fungus that is present in the atmospheric air. And that will be there when your humidity is very high. That is 30 to 40% water. That is the water. Humidity, what you call is water in the air. Water content, moisture. Tevamsha antivalla. When that is more, this grows all around. It doesn't come only for COVID patients. It has been there with us from long time. But COVID patients are getting because their immunity is coming down. It's a viral infection. The immunity is coming down with viral infection as well as with the treatment. So what is happening is they are all getting more of that. And this can be protected. That is why I said about environment. When we safeguard our environment, these fungus and fungi and all will not grow. And how to reduce the moisture in the atmosphere is by growing plants. Plants will absorb the moisture in the atmosphere. So mucormycosis can be avoided like that way. It grows everywhere, like on your stale food. Don't eat stale food. Don't eat you generally see the molds on the this one, no, bread and other things, black mold. That is only fungus, nothing else. And that comes post-COVID because it is an opportunistic infection. That is whenever your body has low immunity. It's like some thieves are attacking the house when children are alone. When children are alone, parents are gone out, then the thieves come and attack. It's like that. That children cannot fight anta. But if children are smart enough, like Home Alone kid, that is, if our immunity is like children, like Home Alone kid, then definitely we can fight even that mucormycosis. And it's not contagious. It doesn't spread from person to person.
Okay. And it's and the coming to the fungi is does it vary in the potency, like the color?
There are colors. If you like colors, there are colors black, white, and
It's
yellow.
what about the virulence?
Huh?
Is it all the same? What about the virulence?
Virulence. No, it doesn't.
No, it does.
No.
Okay, it's all the same.
It is all the same. All the same, but yellow
Okay.
is the dangerous one, which is in the organs.
Okay, thank you.
The post-COVID condition, anybody has pain around this sinus region, headache, severe headache, blackish on your nose and sides of the nose, bridge. If you have, please contact doctor. Immediately they will give you antifungal treatment. Don't sit at home.
Okay.
No, it could be a symptom of a COVID and you just don't sit at home. You contact doctor, immediately you can be given tablets, antifungal tablets.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, there is a question from Ashish. Ma'am, does vaccination has any side effects? You already told.
I have told about the side effects, just like any other vaccine, fever, pain in the arm. It is only 0.5 ml of injection, 0.5 in a half cc. That's all. That is given in the arm, left arm, intramuscular injection.
One more question here. Ma'am, is there any difference in mechanism of Covishield and Covaxin?
As I have told you, Covishield is a live spike protein and Covaxin is a dead virus, full virus. You know the size of the virus? Anybody would like to ask? Students, school students had asked me the size and the weight of that. 2 million people get infected. The virus that is taken from 2 million people will weigh only 1 gram. 70 million viruses are required to infect one individual. Over, shall we?
Okay. Over to Mr. Naveen.
Yes, ma'am. So at the end, before winding up, so I would like to thank you once again, all each and everyone who had been participated in this program. So at the end, I would like to call Monica ji for the vote of thanks. Monica, I think Monica VR, right?
Yeah. Over
He's
to
asking to unmute you.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
name?
over to Monica.
Monica, are you able to speak now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Gratitude is one of the least articulate of the emotions, especially when it is deep. Good evening, everyone over here. It is my privilege to have asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, Monica Shri, NSS volunteer, on behalf of our college and NSS unit, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to the honorable dignitaries and delegates who blessed us with their presence and took our valuable theme of your busy schedule. We would like to thank Ma'am Dr. Jyoti Lakshmi for inspiring us with her wonderful talk. We are grateful to you, ma'am, for gracing this webinar in virtual platform. And the way she explained is exemplary about second wave of COVID-19, precaution and vaccination, and also about preparedness for third wave. We also express our gratitude to Mr. Naveen B.S. Sir, College Coordinator of Youth for Seva. We would also wish to express the gratitude to our principal, Sir Dr. Arun Kumar B. Sonapanavar, for providing encouragement and support. We are very indebted to you, sir, for giving us an opportunity to organize this event. And we extend our thanks to IQAC Coordinator, Head of various departments, faculty and delegates. We must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Dr. Pratibha K.S. Ma'am, Head of Biotechnology Department and NSS Program Officer for organizing this virtual webinar. Last but not the least, as no program can become successful with a single person, I extend my thanks to our NSS volunteer for their support and enthusiasm. Thank you everyone for making this event successful with your contribution. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank you
Mr.
for the opportunity.
for coordinating with us. And once again, express my deep sense of gratitude to Dr. Jyoti Lakshmi Madam for investing her quality of time, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
I would also extend my sincere thanks to Youth for Seva, an NGO organization, for collaborating with us and joining in doing this kind of awareness programs. We immensely thank all the participants for their enthusiastic, responsible participation. Thank you, everyone, for investing your quality of time. Have a great time, a great evening. Stay home and embark your journey. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. And feedback is put in the chat box. Kindly give your feedback before you exit from this particular link. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, madam, once again.
Thank you. Thank you. Stay safe, all of you. Take care. You're not well, or someone is not well. Please show sympathy to people who are COVID positive. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.